Where'd the crystal critters go?
It's a dinosaur! A gigantic dinosaur is attacking our boy! Why did you say that?
What? No.
Okie dokie.
Okay, so Castlevania Season 2, we've teased this review for like over a year at this point. Was it worth the wait?
No. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was good. It was really good. I enjoyed the new season a lot more than I enjoyed the first one, and I liked the first one. But the second season, for me, it came as kind of a surprise on how good it was. It's exactly what you wanted in a Castlevania Game of Thrones anime Netflix show.
Yeah, pretty much.
So if you haven't seen it, it's only 8 episodes, which didn't they say they were going to do 10 episodes?
No, they said 8. They were going to
They said 8
because the original or the first season was 4, and I think they said they were going to double it. Yeah.
Mhm. So they did 8 episodes, which still isn't a lot of episodes. But to be fair, like, it's midterms and stuff, it's okay with that because less time.
I had a midterm on the Monday after it came out, but I still binged the whole thing.
It's very bingeable. It's more bingeable than the first, which is saying a lot.
Definitely.
So I enjoyed it a lot. I would recommend
same.
it. Okay, so now we're going to go into our spoiler portion. For you, Connor, what were the top 10, maybe not even top 10, but what were the moments that stuck out to you the most in this season? Like, just kind of blew you away.
Okay, I was going to say with top 10, I don't know if there would be enough for top 10. But, so just going from memory, finding the vampire killer whip, which they call the Morning Star for some stupid reason, but, them.
That whole sequence where they went into the Belmont household was really fun. That was just like Easter eggs everywhere and stuff.
Pretty much.
Did you see the Medusa head?
No, I actually didn't.
Yeah, there was a Medusa head in one of the cabinets and stuff.
Okay, yeah, I missed that. But yeah, like the painting of Leon Belmont from Castlevania Lament of Innocence. Them confirming that the Belmonts are probably French. Which I always like assumed, but I never like they didn't Konami has never confirmed that, but I don't know. It's a French last name. Carmilla appearing for like no real reason other than they needed a female vampire. Then like I want to say the sort of side story arcs with Isaac and Hector. Like
Yeah, I didn't expect they introduced a lot because the first episode was about Dracula, then the rest just followed Trevor, and then this season was just like all over the place. It follows all these different characters, and you can really see where the Game of Thrones inspiration comes from because you have all these different characters have their own motivations, and you can't really point at one and say that he's worse than the other.
Yeah, pretty much. They managed to make all of them interesting,
which is really impressive. From just like a normal film perspective and a anime perspective, because it seems like most animes I've seen have just been like full of these dull characters.
Yeah.
I recently watched the 2 Godzilla animes and I have a lot to say about those.
let's stay on topic though. Okay.
Yeah, I think that might have been the reason why I enjoyed this season so much, was just because it was so much better than those.
So what would you say are your like top moments?
My top moments, I really liked the final battle. I've always wanted to see, like a Castlevania-like movie where, you just have like these vampire slayers just going in and going to town on these vampires and stuff. And the final battle, like, really brings that home. They're just flying around. I was so happy when I saw that. It kind of made the next episode after that kind of like a letdown because it just felt really slow. But I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed the characters, how deep they were. I mean, I remember in the first episode when Godbrand shows up, I was like, oh crap, this guy's gonna be annoying. And then like he ends up becoming like a really good character. And there's even a moment where when they go and they raid the village and like he goes and like eats a child. And it was so weird because I was watching it and I was like, well, I mean, he is a vampire, like. Like, they're going around killing these people, and I'm like, well, I mean, it's kind of justified, isn't it? Oh, it's really well done. The villains were all great. I loved all the different twists. I liked how Carmilla turned against Dracula, which, I mean, was kind of expected, but I think the biggest complaint that me and Connor have is Grant not being there. Is it still our biggest complaint?
That's like one of the biggest spoilers I can say.
Yeah. Where the hell is Grant?
No pirates.
Where's Grant? There's Vikings, but no pirates.
Yeah, like,
come on now.
What the heck?
They brought in all these characters.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess there's still potential for Grant to show up, but
It's like when they mentioned that Braylo was like a port town. It's like, oh, holy shit! They're gonna throw him in last minute. He's gonna come out of nowhere. It's like, here I am, bitches. You've been waiting.
yeah.
But no, disappointment.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I think another complaint that I had was the way that they finally beat Dracula, because I mean, they go inside Alucard's room and Dracula kind of freaks out and realizes some of the stuff that he's done, but Dracula never like really made any comments or connections that would kind of make him feel like he cared about Alucard, you know, because he never really brought him up, did he? Besides him talking about how he had to go kill him and stuff. I know that sequence for me just kind of felt like a Martha moment from Batman versus Superman. It just kind of came out of nowhere. I felt like that was probably the weakest part in the whole show.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I can complain about how Grant isn't in it, but that's more just like a nitpick.
No, I mean, it was more about like it. I don't know, like being the one good thing that he feels like he's done, and he's about to kill him. I don't know. So yeah, not as much like, I don't know. Oh, I raised him, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, I actually like that part. Because it was a really, like, weird turn. You could see...
Yeah, it was a weird turn. I felt like... I don't know. I just kind of felt like it was a little executed poorly. I felt like it just kind of came out of nowhere. I might have to rewatch the show. I could be wrong about that. But, I mean, if that's the only major complaint I have... I mean, I guess this one here isn't as much of a complaint because, I mean, it was like this in the first season. But, like, the frame rates are still pretty bad.
I mean, it's...
When I'm talking about the animations and stuff. Like, no joke, when I first started watching it, I thought that, like, I actually, like, paused the video and tried letting it, like, rebuffer because I thought it was, like, the Wi-Fi I was using was making the movie choppy. Aside from that part, like, the actual, like, drawings and stuff look beautiful. Like, I remember enjoying it the first time, but, like, in this one, there's, like, a lot of, like, really cool shots, like, mountains and stuff, and, like, these hills, and the artists they have do such a good job. So, I really liked it. I think another thing that was really cool is that, with the exception of Grant, all of the things that, like, we kind of asked for in our, what was it, like, 5 things the new season needs video we made, almost all of those got hit.
In some little way or another. Like, some more than others. Crap, just trying to think back. So, yeah.
There's a lot more action and less exposition.
Definitely. Like, gosh, like, not having the church as the, like, the enemy. Like, I mean, overall, they're more of, like, a throwaway enemy. Which, like, overall, even though they mention at the end, it's like, oh, the church is still corrupt and whatnot. It's like, you don't have to worry about them anymore. They're not a problem. But, like, so yeah, there was less, like, speaking. Holy crap. They did use classic music and a couple classic monsters. Like, I mean, that hallway fight, mentioned earlier, they played Bloody Tears.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the second most recognizable Castlevania song to, like, Vampire Killer. Had a couple, like, monsters, of course, show up. Slogra and Gaibon, however the hell you pronounce that, in that first fight.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much like how you fight them in Symphony of the Night. Like, Gaibon picks up.
And even the monsters that, like, weren't in the other Castlevania games, they still looked like they could be enemies from Symphony of the Night,
Yeah, kinda.
Like how there was, like, the bird-faced dude.
Yeah.
The guy with the patch over his eyes. Like, those looked like they could have been enemies from that
I think
movie.
the bird-faced guy was supposed to be, like, Malphus or something. That was a kind of a reoccurring boss type
Yeah.
enemy. But I don't know.
Yeah, I thought I recognized
Yeah.
him. I wasn't
It's weird
sure,
because
though.
I think
I was upset there was no Fleetman. Like, I was expecting which geese. Nope, couldn't say
yeah.
it.
Well, no, you have to wait for the Symphony of the Night adaptation for that.
Oh boy. So, I think that'd be a good time to bring that up. Where do you think the show's gonna go after this? Because they clearly set up. Was it Heart of Darkness? Soul
Curse of
What is it
Darkness.
called? Curse of Darkness.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The Castlevania games, their names are all they're all meaningless. But that's clearly what they're setting up for.
Yeah.
Do you think? What do you think that means for season 3? Do you think they're gonna do other Elseworld stories? I think they will.
Yeah. So, I'm very, very unfamiliar with the story of that game. All I know is it takes place after Castlevania 3. I think
Based off the Wikipedia article, it's basically about
Hector.
Hector trying to. I think he's trying to resurrect Dracula. Or
No,
something
he's
like
not.
that.
I don't think he's trying to resurrect him. I think
Yeah.
he's trying to get revenge against Isaac, who killed his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think Isaac's trying to resurrect Dracula or something like that.
Yeah. Sorry, did I say Hector was
Yeah.
trying to resurrect them? Yeah, my bad. I meant Isaac.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how Carmilla or Trevor or the other characters are going to play into that. I don't know if Alucard will even
Yeah.
show up in the next season.
Yeah, he's now all emo, sitting in his empty castle.
Yeah. What was up with Alucard? Though, like, half the season, like, him and Trevor were, like, buddies, you know, they were cracking
Then the
jokes
other
with each
half, he
other.
was a dick.
Yeah, what was up with that?
No, I think Sypha said it best. He was like he's a teenager trapped in an adult's body. Yeah, he's got mood swings. That's what it is.
So I think there's a lot of directions the next seasons could go.
Yeah.
I can guarantee there'll be another season because
They've
everyone seems to have loved the
yeah,
show.
and then Richard Armitage already confirmed that they've been recording it or doing the voiceovers
nice.
for it. Like, I think I mentioned that in the other video. So yeah, they've
maybe.
definitely been, or it's definitely in the way.
Richard Armitage, he does such a good job when it comes to the voice acting, you know?
Yeah,
I don't really know how much he contributes to the character, but Trevor's a really fun
yeah.
character.
I mean, some parts it kind of sounds like he's like overly bored. Like that's the only critique I'd have. It's like
Yeah, but I think that's kind of with the character, you know, because he just feels bored with
no, like
his life and killing vampires.
yeah,
and
but like
stuff.
in like other like action contexts, I don't know. Maybe that's
Mm-hmm.
just how I'm getting it. I don't know.
So what would you personally like to see in the next
Personally,
season, besides Grant?
besides
Yeah.
Grant, oh geez, that's the entire list, Robbie.
Yeah.
No,
I would like to see skeletons.
Yeah.
Again, that's a bit of a nitpick.
I honestly don't know what I'd like to see because I mean, I got the conclusion that I wanted, even though it
Yeah, you know, I mean-
it kind of came like very like everything got tied up really quickly.
Yeah, I was surprised at how quick it all
But
ended.
I don't know, like I'd kind of like to see maybe something a little bit more original, or like crap. Hate wording it that way, but I mean like, you know, just surprise me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but yeah, I think they'll probably definitely like do some Curse of Darkness something or other. I don't know.
Yeah. So another question I have, because you've played all the Lords of the Shadow
Yeah,
games, right?
unfortunately.
And like, Carmilla's kind of, she's a major character.
Yeah,
in those,
way
isn't
way
she?
more than like the actual series.
Yeah, in the actual series, she's just usually like a boss that shows up. So, was she at all like similar to what she was in those games?
Yeah, kinda. Definitely antagonistic. Weirdly enough, in the second game, yeah, I don't know. Like, it's hard. Yeah, definitely antagonistic, and I don't know. I don't know how to describe her other than that, because she only appears like very briefly in both of those games. Pretty much like
Mm-hmm.
she only appears in like one boss fight in the first game, and then the second one she's kind of just shows up randomly, and then another boss. I'd say like similar, but they kind of did their own thing with or in the animated series. The only thing weird, the only thing weird I found about her was like her design overall. It's just like really like white, like whiter than a frickin' Ginger's ghost.
Yeah. Like, yeah. Oh, I think that we should probably bring this up too. The balls sequence.
Yeah.
Which you know what scene I'm talking about. That was done very tastefully. It was just like that. I think it was like faster in the actual show than it was in the commercial.
They slowed it down.
I know I had to slow it down for that video. That was not a fun process.
You didn't have to.
Good.
Yeah, that was kind of a funny death if you think about it.
Wonder what happened. I mean, like, he was clearly naked.
Yeah.
And, you know what? I don't want to think about this anymore because my mind's going to a bad place.
Yeah.
What was it? My camera's about to die. So, we'll have to wrap this up. But Castlevania 2, I thought it was great. Leave your comments here. We do read all the comments, and I'll try to get back to everyone. Until then, we'll do another video. I got some stuff special planned, so get ready.
Right.
Bigot. I like boats. I'm a Viking. We're supposed to make boats out of things.